Here's a banana for scale. Hey, what's going on, guys? Back with another video. This time, man, check out these beautiful boxes. This is some fantastic work. Got to give it up for the promotion design team at Tamashii. They've done an amazing job this time. These boxes are damn good. But yeah, as you can see, Godzilla, Kong, latest releases for the Monsterarts line. If you haven't seen the movie yet, go watch it. It is good. And I'm going to try to avoid any spoilers, just in case anyone's watching this for the badass figures and you haven't seen the movie yet. But again, go check it out and check out the 2019 King of the Monsters as well. Both awesome movies, great fun, especially when you're sort of stuck at home these days. So yeah, this time, at the moment, 2 releases. It's May 14th. These have just come out in Japan. They'll be coming out from June overseas, and yeah, the movie's just coming out in Japan now. So there is actually, again, if you haven't seen the movie, there's another big badass monster in the movie. Been no announcement for him yet, but since the movie's just coming in Japan, we should be getting that announcement soon. Actually, at the end of this month, there's meant to be Tamashii Features 2021, which is a event where they're going to showcase the latest Monsterarts and figure arts. Well, I say Monsterarts because I had a picture of these figures on their main screen, so I assume that's where they were going to announce it. The powers that be thought it was going to be a good idea to do it in person when COVID's still running rampant here in Japan. Not a smart idea. It has been cancelled, thankfully, so I'm not sure if they're going to switch it online or if they're just going to make the announcements, but that's something that we'll find out soon, I guess. Anyway, enough of that. Let's jump in and crack these guys open, but first let's have a look at the boxes. The front side of both box is a picture of an actual figure and sort of stylized with the text and colours, and it matches up perfectly. Look at that, this looks awesome, like they're about to smash each other. And then on the back we've got details of the figures and the poses, as well as a little bit window, and so you can check the figure out. That's pretty cool. Normally it's kind of like reverse around, you got the window on the front, then on the back you can just see all about the figure. So it's a bit of a nice twist, and yeah, the boxes look lovely. And just talks about the poses and accessories and so forth, and the comments about their design. So regarding the comments and the sculptors for these, for Kong, we've got Shinzen. He does a lot of garage kits and animal sculptors, and he's even got a book out apparently through Hobby Japan. It might be worth checking out. It could be quite interesting. But he sort of talks about how he sort of looked at the chimpanzees and the eyes and the expressions there, and he really wanted to kind of portray that through the figure, as well as be able to get those poses in there. And I think it's really paying off just by looking at the picture here. It looks awesome, so I can't wait to pop them open shortly. And then yeah, for Godzilla, should be no surprise, sculpted by the master himself usually. And yeah, again, he mentions he uses the metallic emerald green, so that is the name of the colour for the spine here, to give it that sort of bright glowing look, as well as having the arms in there, which I believe you can switch out so you can fight with Kong as well. So that'll be cool to have a look at in a moment. But yeah, since, well, it is Godzilla vs Kong, let's move Kong to the side and we'll pop Godzilla open and have a look. Okay, so we've got the beast himself, Godzilla, and the hands that he can pop on and off, so you can change pose when you're gripping with Kong. So yeah, again, if you're quite new to the Monsterarts line, often they don't come with too many accessories. You might get a blast effect, or in this case hands. The 2019 Godzilla came with a changeable jaw and a atomic breath blast, which was cool. Bit disappointing this guy didn't come with one. I know a lot of collectors are pretty sad about that, especially new ones. But yeah, anyway, let's crack him open and just have a look and have a feel and check out his posability. So yeah, straight up, that emerald green metallic really does pop. It really does remind me of in the movie when he's charging up. So you've got the colour coming all the way down through his spine, slowly working all the way down to the tip of his tail. And then there's a little bit on his head as well, where it slowly fades out, and then as well as in his mouth, which is really cool. On the front here, it's something that I've seen this guy actually in the showroom before, but I never noticed. Actually down his chest here, he's kind of got like a bit of a brown colour coming through, all the way up. So he's not a solid, what would you even call that, charcoal colour. So he's got the kind of brown weathering coming up through there. And it looks like there's sort of some lighter parts on the sides as well. That could just be with osprey from the top, but yeah, it looks really good. So a little bit more colouring and shadowing comes through. The sculpting and just all the detail coming all the way through his body, the scales, the texture, it's just amazing. It looks really good. So if you've never actually seen one of these guys up close, you really do have to try and hunt one down and have a close look in store. Because yeah, the detail is something that's quite hard to even capture on camera. There's a lot of work that goes into making these, and even though it is articulated, so you've got all the different seams and seals. So on here you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, a lot of different moving parts, interchangeable parts, and despite all that, it really blends in together really well. So it almost looks like a statue as well, which is really cool. It's one thing I do like about the Monsterarts series. For being an articulated figure, you don't really see all the hideous joints, which is a great bonus for me, at least. Yeah, anyway, enough just swinging around looking at him. I'll just change the camera position a little bit, and then we can get in and start moving around and check out his posability and articulation. Okay, now let's check out the articulation. We'll start from the top and work our way down the body. Yeah, the head and neck area is really good. You can see there's like, what, 1, 2, 3 different points where he can kind of move around. And go up really high, and his mouth opens as well, which is really cool. So you can kind of see it in there. So you've got his tongue and all the different teeth as well, which is beautifully sculpted. So you've got a really good range there, which is excellent. And then let's go down to the arms as well. So these all move around. Can't quite go all the way up. It does kind of stop. It is because the shape of the arms and where it joins isn't a perfect circle. It's kind of oblong shaped. But you still get a decent range, and it's almost, what, 180 degrees. And then again, got the different points on the arms where he can move. And then down into the torso area. The articulation on this one, similar to the 2019, I feel, okay, if you have the Shin Godzilla and compare it to that, the articulation is nowhere near as good. The articulation of the Shin Godzilla is just absolutely crazy. You can bend right over and face the ground. Unfortunately, this guy is definitely a lot more stiffer, a bit more restricted in what he can do. So it's more just in the upper shoulder area where you can go up and down. The middle area here, it's quite limited in the movement. Anyway, let's on to the legs. Again, these are kind of similar to the shoulders. You can kind of go out a little bit. So up and down. And then for the legs as well, you kind of got the 1, 2, 3 parts here for the knee joint, which is pretty cool. And then with the feet, just swivel around. So yeah, since this is still new, it's still pretty stiff, but you can kind of wiggle and move them around and get them into a position that you like pretty well. And then, yeah, the scale and articulation of his tail looks amazing, really suits his body. They do a good job of kind of matching every portion of the body up. But tail, look at that, it's pretty badass. Got a good range there. You can kind of swivel, you can kind of get it twist up and around on either side. So the only thing I'd say that I would like a bit more from this version or the sculpt is just the legs and the inner torso area. If there could be a little bit more movement or make it a little bit easier, it would be pretty nice. But overall, with a little bit of work and just sort of fiddling around, you can get them into an awesome pose. Before we crack Kong open, I've got the 2019 one here just for a quick comparison. So yeah, this is the 2019 from Kingdom of Monsters, and as you can see, they're very similar, but the sculpt is actually slightly different. The heads might be a bit hard to tell, but they are slightly different. So they haven't just copied 2019 and just painted them. They have changed up the whole sculpt, which is pretty cool. It's nice to see that they've gone the extra mile. But overall, they're pretty much pretty similar. I think at the moment this guy's gone ridiculously expensive. So if you don't have him and you can't really get him, then the new one's a great choice, especially since he's retail and being new, he shouldn't be too hard to track down while you can. So before we get Kong out, let's have a quick look at the extra hands he comes with as well. I guess this one's the right hand one. As you can see, they're actually pretty similar, but on these ones the thumbs are kind of sticking out, whereas on the extra hands he comes in, it's got a bit more of a closed grip. So as you can see, the detail on the sculpting, just getting all in there is amazing. It's got the full-on nails, extremely well made. And to pop them on, all we have to do, these are on a ball joint, just kind of wiggle the hand and it should pop off. There we go. And then we can give it a new one. And again, just push it on. And then we've got the hand change. So that's nice and easy. So yeah, what I'll do, I'll chuck the original hand back on. Move Godzilla to the side and get the king out. So here we go in his clamshell packaging. Let's go over what he comes with. So we've got the beast, the king himself. We've got the extra head here with him open mouth screaming. We've got his axe here with the spine of Godzilla. And then we've got the extra 3 pairs of hands that he comes with. So compared to Godzilla, this guy comes with a lot more, which is really cool. Always a big fan of accessories and changeability in these figures. So yeah, this guy kind of really reminds me more of a SH Figure Arts line in comparison, due to what he comes with. Anyway, let's pop him out and start changing some parts and posing him. And here is our king. Man, he looks good. He's got a lot of detail on him and all his... Oh. As I was saying, the sculpting through here is awesome. Got the full-on scars going through his chest there. His fur, sculpt lines and the flow all going down his arms and legs is wicked. And especially on the back end, you can really see it in his shoulder blades, which is great. All the way goes all the way down and around his legs as well. And then on the face here, it just looks great. Now you just kind of got that kind of sad, distant look, which if you'd seen the movie, really makes sense, especially through the middle to later parts. He's got a lot of areas where you can articulate him. It's about 1, 2, 3, just through his middle section alone, and then also around the neck and a couple points down through his arms and legs. Okay, let's start from the top and work our way down to the bottom. For his head here, it actually pops off real easy actually. There's a nice little ball socket up at the top here, it just goes into the back of the head. And yeah, the neck, you can get some pretty good swivel on there, so it can move right around, so you can check out his full surroundings. And it's even more so when you've got the head on there. It's really nice and easy to move. And then for his arms, he's just too cool. Yeah, check him out. So since his arms are kind of oval shaped, you can't really fully swivel them around like you can with some of the Figure Arts figures. But I don't think that should be really too much of an issue or a downside for this guy. His shoulder and elbow joint there moves really well. It's kind of got that double hinge, so you can get a very good range of motion. And then same for his wrist, you can swivel that all the way around, and decent up and down movement as well. Then for its waist here, you can get some pretty decent ab crunch going on. Can't go quite as far back. But you can swivel it around and get some decent range. quite interesting. The middle part here is pretty floaty, so I guess that helps to allow the range of motion that we're getting. Yeah, now that he's kind of been moved a little bit, he's kind of loosened up, and yeah, that works really nice actually. So if yours is a little bit stiff at first, just give him a little bit of wiggle, just give him a little bit of time, and he should come right. And again, for his waist here, around the hips, there's pretty decent movement as well. Now for the main one, oh man, those legs are good, look at that. Damn, Kong should be a gymnast. Do a splits. Again, it's got a nice knee movement there with the double joints. And his foot is, I guess, yeah, that is halfway through his foot. He's got the joint, which is pretty cool. So yeah, overall, articulation I think is fantastic for this guy. It looks really good. Alright, let's put him down to the side and get some accessories out and take a look. Okay, so I've grabbed the axe here. And yeah, as you can see, the detail on here is really good. It's got the full-on scaling and the same colouring as Godzilla. Which, let's get him out. So, slightly different colour because obviously it's not from this Godzilla. We'll give some mini spoiler there, I guess. But it's pretty cool to see that they do have a colouring coming through. In some ways it might have been quite cool to have the exact same colouring as this one. Kind of surprised they didn't, to be honest. But I guess we'll never know the real reason why they didn't. Either way, it looks wicked at least. The detailing's got the texture for like the I guess the rope vine that they've used, and then the bone as well. It's nice that they've gone the full-on colouring down the sides, which is cool. And then also got his extra face here, the Screamer. Now this one looks really good. I'll see if I can get even closer. There we go, check that out. Same with the face that comes on him. His eyes are actually a different brown colour. It's just a little bit hard to see unless you get right up and close. But yeah, the detailing, look at all that. His sculpt all the way through his mouth, his teeth. It looks excellent. His tongue, there's even a little bit gap just underneath there as well, so it's not completely solid inside. This is the attention to detail that they've gone to. And then same with the ear on the side. So yeah, let's chuck this on the main body and get a full look. So again, just switch your heads, just going to grab the body and the head, and it should just pop right off. And just align the ball socket on the end with a ball up top. Wouldn't want to meet this guy in real life. Look at that. This is too vicious. Okay, so I've taken the hand out, the right hand here, that he can grip onto the pole. There's actually an opening between the fingers here, so you just slide the axe in. He holds it really well. But yeah, that looks awesome, eh? Look at that. Very intimidating. You can definitely see why he can take on Godzilla. But yeah, the hands, they just pop off easy. You just kind of grab the forearm and just pop it off. There's a nice ball joint in there. These just snap on and off. What I'll do, I'll take a few photos and chuck those up at the end of this video, so be sure to check that out. And I'll also be posting them on Instagram, which is the same name as this channel, The Great Figure Man. So if you want to see some close-up shots of both these figures together and with their various accessories and different poses, be sure to check that out. Man, just check these guys out. They look so good, posed up. The Kong and the Godzilla there, about to have an epic battle throughout the city. This building, if you're just wondering, it's by Preza. They make some really cool destroyed buildings and rubble. So yeah, if you're new to the line, I definitely recommend getting these. They are retail release, so it shouldn't be too hard to get once they do come out. But do keep in mind, Monsterarts figures, they kind of get ridiculous. The pricing goes up and kind of fast as well. Like the original release of the 2019 Godzilla, yeah, retail was like 6,000 yen. I mean, I think it's like, so it's about 60 US. I think it's like 200 US now. So yeah, if you're interested in these figures, definitely jump on them while you can. I don't really have anything negative to say about them, to be honest. They are what they are. Monsterarts, they always deliver with what they're doing. The sculpts are fantastic. You can get the full detail on the 2019. I guess if I was going to point out some negative stuff, is the articulation of the waist and sort of around the hips and legs there on the Godzilla is pretty tight. And it does limit some of the posing. And the feed doesn't come with an atomic breath. I think that is a big disappointment, especially since, especially with Godzilla vs. Kong, there's a lot more new fans coming to the franchise, and especially the Monsterarts figure line. So not having that really core effect which he uses a lot in the movie is a little bit disappointing, but who knows. With the Monsterarts line, they normally have some retail releases and be like a poster version. They will do some on Premium Bandai, some other random version of it, and you know, they might have a one that comes with all these effects. So that is something to keep an eye out for as well. This could just be a very basic one just to get people into it, and an entry level model, and they'll have a more expensive one with all the bells and whistles. Kong himself, he's just awesome. The amount of posability you can do with him, the flexibility, you can get him down on all fours, the axe effect, and the face sculpting is just superb. Again, I don't have anything negative to say. I wish there was something, but I just really like them. There's really good figures. So yeah, if you've got them yourself or you're getting them, let me know in the comments below what you think, and if there's anything that you have any complaints or anything you kind of wish they changed here and there, do let me know. I'm generally not that much of a negative person overall when it comes to a lot of these things, but after having a couple of Monsterarts, it just works. It is just what they are. So I definitely recommend getting them if you can. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, I guess one more thing, I do have a banana for scale for Kong, so you can see he's decently sized.